There are moments in life when you look around and wonder, Lord, why am I still here? Why haven't I broken through yet? Why does it feel like everyone else is moving and I'm standing still? But I came to tell someone today, you are not delayed. You are not forgotten. You are not stuck. God is not punishing you, He is preparing you. What looks like a pause is really a process. What feels like waiting is actually shaping. Your development is happening in the dark, in the quiet places, in the seasons where nobody sees you. And when God brings you forth, you won't just be ready for the blessing. The blessing will be ready for you. Get ready. Your season is not denied. It is being designed. You're not delayed. You're being developed by God. Delay is not denial, it's divine development. People hear the word delay, and immediately their hearts sink. That word hits like something's gone wrong, like the plan fell apart, like God misplaced you or forgot your address. But let's pause and breathe in this truth. Delay is not God closing the door. Delay is God finishing the work. You are not sitting in a holding cell of life. You are sitting in a holy process. Sometimes we beg God for arrival, and He answers with preparation. We want the blessing fully baked, but He is still kneading the dough, still building your capacity, still strengthening your character, still stretching your faith muscle. Delay is not a rejection stamp on your destiny. It is a cultivation season heaven stamped with care. Think about a seed. A seed is not denied sunlight just because it is buried. The burial is the beginning. The dirt is not a punishment. The darkness is not a mistake. The hiddenness is not abandonment. It is protection. It is growth without pressure. It is God saying, not yet, not because you won't see daylight, but because you will, and you must be rooted enough to handle it. If the seed pushes up before the roots go down, the first wind knocks it out. God loves you too much to let you sprout before you're strong. We live in a culture that worships speed, fast success, fast breakthroughs, fast results. But spiritual things don't operate like microwaves. God is a slow cooker God. He simmers purpose. He seasons character. He marinates identity. There are blessings that cannot be rushed without ruining them. There are doors that will crush you if you step through them too soon. So when life pauses, when opportunity slows, when plans drag longer than you thought, don't call it failure. Don't call it a setback. Call it development. Say, God, if you're not moving me forward right now, then move me deeper. Shape me. Stretch me. Refine me. Do not let me enter the next season underbuilt. Delay builds discernment. Delay sharpens vision. Delay humbles pride. Delay burns off immaturity like fire purifies gold. Delay makes you appreciate what you prayed for once you finally hold it. God is not building a moment, He is building a vessel. And vessels take time. You cannot microwave destiny. Some things are only formed in the quiet, in the waiting, in the obedience when you don't yet see reward. Some call it a setback. Heaven calls it seasoning time. Your gift may be ready, but your spirit is still learning endurance. Your talent may open a door, but only character keeps you in the room. God won't let you get somewhere your soul isn't prepared to sustain. That's not denial, that's mercy. Think of Joseph. He had a dream, a promise, a glimpse of glory. But before the palace, there was a pit, then a prison, then a season of being forgotten. Not because God changed His mind, but because God was shaping a leader, who could handle the weight of blessing without being crushed by it. David was anointed king as a young boy, yet he went back to fields sheep, solitude, not denied, developed. Jesus himself waited 30 years for a 3-year ministry. Not delayed, prepared. Heaven does not measure progress by speed but by surrender. There are seasons God slows you down so he can grow you up. Sometimes God holds the blessing, not because he doesn't want you to have it, but because he refuses to give you something prematurely that could sabotage your future instead of sustain it. So when the timeline stretches, don't panic. Don't compare. Don't let impatience trick you into shortcuts. Shortcuts create fragile destinations. Stay planted, stay teachable, stay faithful. God is not withholding, he is investing. He is pouring patience into you, wisdom into you, humility into you, resilience into you. And one day, the very thing you thought you were waiting on will suddenly unfold. And you will realize you weren't waiting for the blessing at all. The blessing was waiting for you to become the person who could carry it well. Delay is not God saying no. It is God saying grow. It is the sacred space where heaven prepares you for what you prayed for. Trust the timing. Trust the stretching. Trust the silence. Trust that God is not late. He is precise. When it is time, doors will open that no man can shut. When it is time, favor will find you like sunrise finds morning. You won't have to force it. You won't have to beg it. What is assigned to you will not pass you. Until then, don't despise the slow seasons. Honor them. Lean into them. Praise in them. Because delay is not denial. It is divine development. And God finishes everything he starts. God works in hidden seasons before public elevation. We love the spotlight, the applause, the moment when everything finally clicks, and the world sees the greatness we always believed was inside us. But God is not interested in announcing you before he has anchored you. Before the crown comes the cave. Before the platform comes the process. Hidden seasons are holy seasons, even though they often feel like lonely ones. They are where God shapes the part of you nobody can see, so that when you step into what everybody will see, you don't crumble under the weight of attention. Your private development protects your public destiny. Everybody wants the stage, but not everybody wants the shaping. Everybody wants the mic, but not everybody wants the molding. Hiddenness is not punishment. It is God whispering, I am building you where no one can interfere, judge, rush, or sabotage what I am doing. When you're hidden, you are free to fail quietly, grow quietly, mature quietly. God builds you away from the noise, so your roots go deep before your branches grow high. A tree only survives storms because of everything happening below the surface, where no one is clapping, no one is watching, no one is impressed. It's the unseen strength that keeps it standing. The same is true for you. Hidden seasons teach you to depend on God, not validation. They strip away ego and replace it with identity. They break pride and build humility. They detach you from needing applause and attach you to needing God. When no one sees you, you learn to hear him. When no one celebrates you, you learn to crave his approval. When life feels quiet and invisible, heaven is loud and intentional. God says, let me hide you so I can hold you. Think about Moses. He spent years in the wilderness before he ever stood before Pharaoh. God didn't waste those years. He was shaping courage in solitude, teaching patience through stillness, developing leadership among sheep before he would lead a nation. David didn't walk straight into his kingship. He played instruments alone in fields, fought lions and bears without an audience, learned faithfulness when no one was praising him. God didn't forget him in the pasture. God formed him there. Jesus spent decades in obscurity before his ministry even started. The Savior of the world worked quietly, grew quietly, lived quietly, and only stepped into public purpose when heaven released him, not when man expected him. If Jesus had a hidden season, what makes us think we don't need one? Hidden seasons aren't a delay, they are a design. God conceals what he values until it is ready. Diamonds don't form in spotlights. Seeds don't grow in stadiums. Babies aren't developed in bright rooms. Everything precious is formed in the dark. So if you feel like you're in the shadows right now, God might be doing his best work in you. Some of the most powerful prayers you'll ever pray come from places nobody knows you're in. Some of the strongest faith you'll ever gain grows in seasons where no one understands your process. Sometimes God hides you because he knows you are too sensitive to be exposed yet. Sometimes he hides you because the environment you're heading into needs a stronger version of you. Sometimes he hides you because people who are attached to you now can't come with you later. Hiddenness filters your circle and strengthens your spirit. You won't always know what God is doing in these hidden moments. It may feel like your gift is wasting, your potential is sitting still, your dreams are collecting dust. But God does not shelf people he intends to use. He stores them, he preserves them, he protects them until the world is ready to receive what he has built. Hidden seasons reveal who you are when no one is cheering. They force you to anchor your worth in God, to build consistency without applause, to trust timing when progress feels invisible. Sometimes God hides you from opportunities because they're too small. Sometimes he hides you from people because they don't see your value. Sometimes he hides you from success because success without foundation becomes failure with spotlight. You do not want elevation without preparation. You do not want visibility without stability. You do not want recognition before refinement. The price of skipping process is public collapse. God hides you not to hinder you, but to hold you together while he strengthens every weak place, heals every old wound, rewires every limiting belief, and matures every unready part of you. Then one day, he will reveal you, and it will look like an overnight blessing. But heaven will know it was years in the making. When God brings you out, no one will be able to deny his hand on your life. When God opens the door, you will carry the grace to walk through it. When God elevates you, you will stand firm because you were rooted deep. So don't despise your hidden season. Don't rush to be seen. If the world hasn't noticed you yet, it's because God is still nurturing you. Stay faithful, stay humble, stay hungry. Your private obedience is training you for public assignment. The world will see you soon enough. But for now, let God finish shaping you in secret, because heaven always works in the dark before it performs in the light. Waiting shapes what winning cannot. Winning feels glorious. It feels loud, celebrated, shiny, noticeable. Everybody wants to cross the finish line, hold the trophy, step into the promise. But the quiet grind before the breakthrough is where the real transformation happens. Waiting is where God chisels the parts of you that success can't touch. Winning shows the world what you have. Waiting shows God who you are. Waiting stirs up questions that make you dig deeper. It presses on insecurities, shakes loose the illusions of control, reveals the motives in your heart. In waiting seasons, you have to confront yourself. There is no fast track to maturity, no shortcut to spiritual depth, no one-click delivery for wisdom. Waiting grows you in ways that victory never will. If God only gave you wins, your spirit would swell faster than your character could handle. Wins can feed pride. They can distort perspective. They can make you believe you earned something that was always grace. But waiting humbles you. Waiting empties you of self-dependence and fills you with God-dependence. It forces you to surrender the timeline, release the pressure to perform, and trust that what God is doing is bigger than what you can see. Waiting exposes the cracks success could cover. Sometimes you think you're ready, but waiting shows you places still healing. Waiting reveals where you trust God in theory, but struggle in practice. Waiting tests your faith in a way winning never could. When everything is going right, trusting God is easy. When doors slam, phones go quiet, opportunities fade, and you're left with nothing but prayer and patience, that's where faith gets muscle. Waiting strengthens spiritual stamina. It teaches you perseverance. It trains you to keep moving when motivation dries up, to worship when tears fall, to believe when nothing is happening, to stay consistent without applause. That kind of strength can only be built in delay. Winning may put a crown on your head, but waiting builds a backbone in your soul. There are people who chase victories, but crumble under pressure because they never learned resilience in the quiet seasons. They mistook motion for maturity. They thought visibility meant validation. But God doesn't raise fragile champions. He grows warriors with scarred knees, steady hearts, and steel faith. Waiting isn't empty time. It's sacred time. It is spiritual resistance training. It is God stretching your capacity so your blessing won't break you. The longer the waiting, the greater the weight you're being prepared to carry. Think about an athlete. Training is not glamorous. Early mornings, aching muscles, repetition, discipline, doing the same drills when no one is watching. But all of that unseen preparation is what makes victory possible. You don't build strength in the spotlight. You build it in the sweat. Waiting is spiritual sweat. It looks quiet from the outside, but inside heaven sees progress, strength, refinement. Waiting breaks impatience like fire removes impurities from metal. Waiting clears your vision. When you're not rushing ahead, you learn to see God's hand in subtle ways. You recognize the small mercies, the quiet blessings, the whispered instructions. Waiting teaches gratitude. Winning without waiting can make blessings feel normal. Waiting makes you appreciate what you once took for granted. You hold the promise differently when you've cried for it, prayed for it, wondered about it, kept believing for it. When it finally arrives, you know it's not luck or coincidence. It's grace. It's faith fulfilled. It's promise kept. You don't take credit for what God carried you through. Waiting also guards your heart. If everything came fast, you'd pick the wrong doors, chase the wrong relationships, attach to the wrong voices, step into spaces unprepared. Waiting filters distractions. It clears out people who only liked you when you were winning. It removes opportunities that looked good but weren't God ordained. Waiting aligns you with purpose. Winning shows you the destination, but waiting shapes the person who will stand there. If God lets you win without preparing you, success could destroy you. You'd arrive without the character to remain. Waiting makes sure your spirit grows before your platform does. Waiting is proof God cares more about who you are becoming than how fast you get there. Some blessings are too heavy for premature hands, and God refuses to bless you in a way that breaks you. So if you're in a waiting season, don't resent it. Don't rush to escape it. Don't assume nothing is happening. Seeds do their most important work underground. So do souls. Every prayer you whisper in frustration, every tear you shed in confusion, every morning you choose faith instead of quitting, that is God molding you. One day you'll look back and realize the waiting wasn't punishment. It was preparation. It wasn't wasted time. It was training ground. It wasn't God being silent. It was God being strategic. Winning gives you a moment of celebration. Waiting gives you a lifetime of strength. So breathe. Trust the process. Let God finish what He started in you. Because when waiting finishes its work, winning will not just feel like success. It will feel like purpose fulfilled. Preparation protects the promise. We get so focused on the blessing that we forget there is a burden connected to every blessing. A blessing mishandled can become a breaking point. A promise reached prematurely can turn into a problem. God does not just prepare the promise for you. He prepares you for the promise. He works on your endurance while you think you are waiting on opportunity. He builds your character while you pray for promotion. He strengthens your spirit while you stare at doors you think should already be open. God holds what you asked for until you can hold it without dropping it. If He gave it to you too soon, it would crush you instead of crown you. So preparation is not punishment. It is protection. You think you are behind. God says you are being fortified. You think nothing is happening. God says everything is happening, and you just cannot see it yet. There are layers being added to you in silence. There are lessons becoming foundation stones in your soul. There is emotional discipline forming, spiritual maturity rising, discernment sharpening. You are learning not just how to receive the promise, but how to carry it without cracking. People pray for elevation, but do not realize elevation exposes you. More favor means more responsibility, more eyes on you, more pressure, more spiritual attack, more weight. You cannot pray for a palace and expect a playground process. You cannot pray for influence and expect no internal strengthening. You cannot pray for destiny and skip discipline. Preparation is the stretching phase, the molding phase, the phase where God demands a deeper yes from you. It will not always feel exciting. Sometimes it looks like routine, like repetition, like seasons where nothing new seems to happen. But God is not trying to entertain you. He is trying to equip you. He is forming spiritual muscle memory. He is teaching you consistency when emotions are inconsistent. He is training you to worship without a crowd, to obey without applause, to believe without visible progress. He is teaching you to be faithful in the small, so you can be trustworthy with the great. Preparation protects you from sabotaging yourself. Our biggest battles are often internal. God knows where insecurity still whispers, where fear still lurks, where pride still peeks around the corner. waiting to take credit for what only grace can do. If He lets you arrive too soon, those unhealed places could ruin what He is giving you. Pride unattended turns favor into foolishness. Insecurity unchecked makes blessing feel like threat. Lack of discipline turns open doors into revolving ones. So God prepares you by confronting parts of you that winning could hide. He exposes the cracks before the crowd does. He corrects you privately so you are not embarrassed publicly. That is not rejection. That is love. Preparation protects your relationships too. Some people you want next to you are not built for where you are going. Some voices cannot travel into the next season. Some friendships are for comfort, not calling. While you think God is taking too long, He is actually removing the wrong attachments and strengthening the right ones. He is filtering your circle so destiny is not contaminated. He is aligning you with people who challenge you, support you, sharpen you. He is removing those who drain you, distract you, discourage you. It hurts sometimes. Preparation can feel like separation. You might grieve doors that close, people who drift, chapters that end. But God will not let you carry baggage into blessing. He is protecting you by pruning connections that would poison your future. Preparation also protects your perception. When you wait, you learn gratitude. You appreciate the blessing because you remember the battle. You do not feel entitled. You feel entrusted. You do not walk into opportunity arrogant. You walk in aware of grace. Waiting humbles you, and humility keeps promotion from becoming your downfall. You cannot carry the promise with ego. God needs vessels, not idols. So when He slows your steps, He is making sure you know the blessing is not proof of your greatness, but proof of His goodness. Preparation teaches you stewardship. Blessings require management. Marriage requires patience and emotional maturity. Business requires discipline, decision-making resilience. Leadership requires integrity, humility, clarity. Influence requires wisdom and self-control. God does not just hand out platforms. He trains servants to become leaders. He trains dreamers to become builders. He trains prayer warriors to become purpose carriers. You think the delay is wasted time, but it is training ground. Every challenge is sharpening you. Every obstacle is developing grit. Every quiet day is forming focus. Every prayer is deepening roots. You are practicing now for what you will perform later. Think of Joseph. God had a throne for him, but before he ever touched royalty, he touched rejection, betrayal, slavery, and prison. Not because God abandoned him, but because God was preparing him. If Joseph became powerful before he became wise, he would have used the palace to prove himself rather than serve. Preparation protected the promise. Think of David, anointed as king yet sent back to fields. He learned to shepherd sheep before he shepherded a nation. He learned to fight lions in private before he faced giants in public. Preparation protected the promise. Think of the disciples. Jesus walked with them day after day, teaching, stretching, correcting, empowering, preparing them for a world-changing assignment. Preparation protected the promise. So when you feel stuck, remind yourself you are being set. When you feel delayed, remind yourself you are being developed. When you feel hidden, remind yourself you are being held by God. Nothing good is being withheld. Everything necessary is being built. Your season is not late. Your season is layered. When God finally releases you into what He promised, you will not just arrive, You will thrive. You will not just hold the blessing, you will steward it. You will not just step into the opportunity, you will sustain it. And when people ask how you did it, you will smile knowing it was the preparation that protected you. Keep growing. Keep trusting. Keep surrendering. The promise is real. And when it arrives, you will be ready, because God made sure you were strong enough to receive it and wise enough to keep it. Your timing isn't late, it's aligned. That is a truth that feels simple until life starts moving slower than you hoped. When plans stall, when prayers seem unanswered, when life does not follow the schedule you wrote in your head, you start wondering where you went wrong. But timing is not in your hands. Timing belongs to God. And He does not operate on your clock, your calendar, or the pace of the people around you. He moves according to purpose, not pressure. He measures readiness, not restlessness. What you call late, heaven calls prepared. We rush because we fear missing out. We hurry because comparison whispers that someone is ahead and we are behind. But destiny is not a race where others take your place if they arrive first. What is yours, and it will not evaporate because someone else received theirs sooner. Your path has its own rhythm. Your journey has its own pace. God aligns opportunities so they meet you when you have the wisdom to receive them, the maturity to handle them, and the strength to sustain them. Early arrival in the wrong season is not a blessing. It is a burden disguised as breakthrough. Imagine receiving a promotion before you learn to lead yourself. Imagine entering a relationship before you healed from the one that broke you. Imagine stepping into a calling before your character could uphold it. There are moments you think you are ready because your desire is loud. But God waits until your foundation is loud enough to support what you are asking for. Your timeline is not delayed. It is divinely paced. Some doors do not open because you are not late. They open when the room behind them is ready, and when you are prepared to walk through it with confidence rather than insecurity. God aligns timing like a master conductor leading a symphony. Every instrument comes in at the exact moment it is meant to. A violin does not rush because the trumpet started first. Each has its part, and if it enters early, the beauty is lost. You are not off beat. You are being cued by heaven. The moments that feel like stalling are often deliberate pauses that protect you. You think you are waiting. God is aligning. Aligning people you have not met yet. Aligning resources you have not seen yet. Aligning opportunities you do not even know exist yet. Aligning your heart, your habits, your mindset. Sometimes alignment requires things to fall apart before they fall in place. Sometimes you need closure before you can handle new beginnings. Sometimes doors shut to redirect you to ones that match your calling instead of your comfort. There are seasons where God slows the pace, not because He forgot you, but because He is saving you from settling for less than what He promised. When things do not move, it does not always mean no. Sometimes it means not this, not yet, or not here. Delay is not distance from destiny. It is distance from disaster. You have no idea what God is blocking, what He is clearing, what He is restructuring behind the scenes. Alignment rarely feels comfortable because it disrupts impatience, challenges ego, and confronts the illusion of control. You want the blessing without the wait, the destination without the journey, the harvest without the planting season. But God is too strategic to let you walk into something unprepared. He will not give you the blessing at a bargain price if the cost is your peace, your character, or your purpose. When timing feels off, perspective matters. Instead of asking why it has not happened yet, ask what God is forming in you. Ask what habits He is reshaping. Ask what fears He is breaking. Ask what strength He is building. Ask what lessons He is anchoring so deeply in your soul that you will never doubt Him again. Maybe He is teaching you to trust rather than panic. Maybe He is training your spiritual patience so you do not crumble under future pressure. Maybe He is removing the need for approval so you no longer measure your worth by who claps for you. When your heart aligns with God's timing, you stop rushing miracles. You learn to breathe where you are, instead of drowning in where you think you should be. You start seeing waiting as preparation rather than punishment. You start recognizing that God's pace is protection disguised as pause. Think about seasons in nature. Trees do not bloom all year. Flowers do not force spring. Fruit does not rush ripening. Growth has appointed times. Dormancy is not death. It is preparation for flourishing. Your soul has seasons too. You are not late. You are ripening. And when the moment comes, when everything finally clicks, when the door swings open, and your spirit knows it is time, it will not feel rushed. It will feel right. It will feel peaceful. It will feel intentional. You will be able to say it happened exactly when it was supposed to, not a second early and not a second late. God does not let promises expire. He sends them when you can carry them. He answers when the answer blesses you rather than breaks you. So rest your spirit. Stop rehearsing your timeline and start trusting His. Stop saying you are behind and start saying you are becoming. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not late. You are aligned. Every delay has purpose. Every pause has weight. Every waiting moment has wisdom. Your season will come, and when it does, it will arrive with confirmation, peace, and the unmistakable fingerprints of God. Until then, stay faithful, stay focused, and stay expectant. The timing of heaven never fails. So now, hear this and hear it clearly. You are not delayed, you are being developed. Every pause, every setback, every season that feels quiet or invisible is part of a divine process designed to shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you for what God has promised. Your delays are not denials. Your waiting is not wasted. Your hidden seasons are not hopeless. Every moment is a sacred part of your formation. God is not moving too slowly. He is moving with precision. He is building your character, expanding your faith, sharpening your discernment, and deepening your spirit so that when the time comes, you will not just receive the blessing, you will sustain it. So do not despise the process. Do not compare your pace to anyone else's. Do not rush what heaven is carefully crafting. Trust the timing, trust the preparation, trust the hidden work that God is doing in your life. Stand firm in faith, remain obedient in the unseen, and hold on to hope. Your season is coming. Your moment is arriving. The promise of God will meet you exactly when you are ready for it. You are not delayed. You are being developed by God, and the best is yet to come.